Hey guys, and very good morning from Frankfurt Airport, Terminal 2. Today I'll be flying to Bahrain on board Gulf Air's brand new Airbus A321neo aircraft in economy class. By the way, I'll be continuing afterwards to Bangkok on board their 787, which will be covered in another trip report. Anyway, thank you guys for coming along to today's trip report, and let's head right inside the terminal building in order to check in. Cheers! At Frankfurt Airport, all Gulf Air flights are handled in Terminal 2, Concourse D. Should you arrive in Terminal 1 or at the train station next to Terminal 1, you can easily get to Terminal 2 with the so-called Skyline People Mover system or shuttle bus. But anyway, let's finally step inside the terminal building and head to the check-in counter. By the way, Terminal 2 has a capacity of 15 million passengers per year and was opened back in 1994. It is divided into two concourses, D and E, and is mainly used by Oneworld and SkyTeam Alliance airlines, and those airlines that don't belong to one of the three major alliances, such as Emirates, China Southern Airlines and Kuwait Airways. Enough on that, the Gulf Air check-in is located at counters 996 to 999 today, and as of June 2022 you need to collect your boarding pass personally at the check-in desk, even though you already checked in online beforehand. Anyway, the security and passport control for non-Schengen flights is located on the upper level of Terminal 2, which is easily reachable by several staircases. Alright, the check-in process went quite fast and smooth, and the staff was also pretty nice. However, I was there as the very last passenger, as I arrived like 60 minutes or 65 minutes before departure at the airport, and the check-in is closing at exactly this time. So it was honestly kind of obvious that I was like the very last one and everything got very fast. However, happy that I made it now. Should you still have some time to kill before your flight is leaving, I can definitely recommend you visiting the McDonald's on the third level, as you got some amazing views over the apron from there. For those of you who may be interested in today's flight details, I'll be on board Gulf Air Flight GF16 to Bahrain, which is leaving from gate E3 at 11:25 AM. Well, I just realized that the boarding process for my flight has already started. However, things are not that bad because I think it shouldn't be such a long walk in order to get to gate E3. Alright guys, I finally made it to my gate E6, and I already spotted today's Airbus A321neo aircraft on the apron. So today we will have a bus boarding, which was honestly quite obvious as the plane came inbound from Bahrain this morning already, so quite some hours ago. However, the boarding process is now coming to its end, so it's now also time for me to head inside the plane. The boarding process is now about to finish, so it's also time for me to head inside the bus in order to get to the airplane. Okay, there is one thing I always wanted to ask you. Do you guys prefer boarding by bus or jet bridge? Both options definitely have their advantages, but also disadvantages. Usually, a bus boarding offers a free apron tour and better options to take some nice footage of the aircraft itself. Jet bridge boarding, however, is way more convenient. Finally made it to today's Airbus A321neo! Gulf Air has equipped their Airbus A321neo fleet with 166 seats in total. They split up into 16 Falcon Gold business class seats in a 2-2 and 150 economy class seats in a 3-3 configuration. Alright guys, I finally settled in at my seat 26F, and so far I'm pretty impressed by the cabin interior, so let's take a quick first look around. First things first, the legroom is absolutely fantastic. This is as good as it can get in economy class on board a plane of the Airbus A320 family. For reference, I am 1.85 meters tall. Directly in front of my legs is a small seat pocket with 3 compartments of different sizes, and directly above is a foldable table, which can also be pulled out even further in my direction, which is very convenient, of course. There is a magazine compartment directly behind the table, and of course we will take a look at the content later on once we are airborne. The seat also features a relatively large IFE monitor, which we will also be checking out later on. The view from my seat 26F is just perfect, and I must positively highlight the cleanliness of the window. Finally, let's take a quick look around the cabin.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Ahlan wa sahlan. It's our pleasure to welcome you on board Gulf Air, the national carrier of the Kingdom of Bahrain. We are proudly to NAPIC certified 5-star major airline and Skytrax 5-star COVID-19 airline. The cabin service manager is Mr. Majid on this flight 016 onwards to the Kingdom of Bahrain. Our flying time today approximately 5 hours and 40 minutes.
Life jacket is located under your seat in the economy cabin, or to the side of your seat or between the seats in the Falcon Gold cabin. When instructed, remove the life jacket from its container and pull it over your head. Bring the tape around your waist and fasten it firmly.
Alright, the fasten seatbelt sign was now switched on by the cockpit. The cabin crew went through the cabin in order to go for the last safety checks before takeoff, and we are now also about to line up the runway. So let's double check that my seatbelt is securely fastened and go to Bahrain.
I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce some member of crew on this flight. Taking care of you in Falcon Gold cabin is Wana. Making sure you are extremely comfortable in the economy cabin is Ali. In addition to Arabic and English, member of the crew speaks Ukrainian and Romanian. We will commence our Adana boutique service. Our crew at your service if there is anything that we can do to make your flight more comfortable.
The meal service started about 1 hour into the flight today, and I have to say that the meal that I got served looks pretty good, so let's check it out. Today's menu consists of a chicken curry with rice for main course, which admittedly looks really good. As a snack, there are crackers with butter and cream cheese, furthermore, some sort of coleslaw salad is served as a side dish, and a chocolate cream as dessert. Last but not least, warmed up multigrain rolls were also served. Unfortunately, however, plastic cutlery is used here instead of wooden or metal cutlery. The only thing I dislike about the meal service so far is that the beverages are served afterwards. So if you're seated in the very back of the cabin like me, you have to wait minimum half an hour until you get served your beverages after your food got served. Which is kind of unfortunate, obviously. But anyway, let's finally dig into this delicious looking chicken curry. That's fantastic. Also very spicy for a German like me. Let's try out the coleslaw salad. That is really sour actually. Really sour. Wow, crazy. And finally, the chocolate mousse. It's really good. About 1 hour after I finished my meal, the beverage trolley finally came around to me, and today I just went for a beer as well as a tea, which is coming with some creamer and sugar. I just realized that the... oh, fuck's sake. Second try. I just realized that the creamer seems to be some sort of a milk powder. Let's try it out. Is that enough? I don't know. Let's give the Amstel Light a try. I never had this one before, actually. Cheers. Firstly, it's a light beer, so I, as a German, I have difficulties with this. And secondly, it's really warm. It's not cold at all. With such a great view, the beer doesn't taste so bad anymore. Anyway, I have already started using my time here effectively, as I just started editing this trip report. And I just realized that I could actually clean my MacBook again, but I guess that's another topic. I would say that it is now time to take a closer look at the cabin interior, right? Firstly, the seat offers both a full-size power outlet right underneath and a USB port in front of me under the IFE monitor, and both of them worked perfectly on today's flight. In the magazine compartment you can find a sick bag and also the safety card of today's Airbus A321neo aircraft. The table in front also offers a fold-out cup holder, which is actually superfluous with Gulf Air's very wide cups. Gulf Air should have been a little more careful when choosing the cups, shouldn't they? The seat itself can be tilted backward by a few degrees using a button on the armrest and is also equipped with a very comfortable, flexibly adjustable headrest. Of course, I particularly like the Gulf Air branding here, although the paper-like cover looks and feels a bit cheap. Finally, let's check out the IFE system. The monitor in front of me is relatively large and reacts well to my touch inputs. Gulf Air offers a selection of films, series, games, as well as religious content. However, I have to say that I didn't particularly like the selection of films, and I think it is rather small compared to other airlines. Of course, an interactive live map is also available, and as you can see here, we are slowly getting closer to our final destination, Bahrain. By the way, Gulf Air also offers paid internet access, which I am going to show you now.
Ladies and gentlemen, your first officer speaking, Ibrahim al-Naimi, on behalf of Captain Zubain and the rest of the crew, and to welcome you on board again. Where we're starting our gradual descent to Bahrain International Airport within the next 5 minutes. Temperature in Bahrain is for 34 degrees Celsius. Wind is easily. On behalf of Gulf Air and the rest of the crew, I'd like to thank you for flying with us and see you in the future.
As we are about to start with our descent into Bahrain Airport now, the cabin crew came around one more time and handed out these small snack cracker packs, or what's inside? Yeah, it's crackers actually. So let's give them a try. Turns out that these crackers were made in Sri Lanka, which is a country I absolutely want to visit. Not too bad.
We have now commenced our descent. In preparation for landing, seatbelts, including infant seatbelts, must be fastened. Ensure your cabin baggage is placed under your seat or in the overhead lockers. Your seat is upright, and your handset, footrest, monitor, and tray table are stacked.
Alright guys, we are now in our short final approach into Bahrain Airport. The cabin crew came around in order to secure the cabin for landing, so it's now time to double check that my seatbelt is securely fastened. Flaps are also set already, so yeah, let's hope that we will have a smooth landing in Bahrain.
الساعة 7 25 دقيقة مساء. يبدأ القبطان وأفراد طاقم الضيافة نتمنى لكم يوم سعيدا. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kingdom of Bahrain. This is Bahrain International Airport with the local time 25 minutes past 6 in the evening. On behalf of the captain, Lubin, and the crew, we wish you a blessed day.
Thank you guys. Have a good one. Ladies and gents, welcome to the Kingdom of Bahrain. Never been here before actually. So how was the past flight on board Gulf Air's brand new Airbus A321neo aircraft? Where should I start? Well, the hard product was absolutely fantastic. As you have already seen before, I just love the cabin interior, and the in-flight meal and the service itself was also pretty decent, I would say, for such a 6-hour-long flight. However, there are unfortunately also a few negative points. Firstly, I was not able to choose seats for free during the check-in process, which should be a standard if Gulf Air is trying to compete with airlines like Emirates or Etihad or Qatar Airways. But this is not even the main thing. The main thing was honestly the attitude of the cabin crew. I really don't like to say this because I was a flight attendant as well, so I know that there are definitely bad days. However, the purser was honestly leading the entire crew like a dictator or something, and was also not really nice to the passengers. The other crew members were completely fine. Maybe we simply didn't get along together that well, but I was a bit disappointed by that, being honest. But in the end, I have to say that it was a really good flight overall, and I think I would definitely take Gulf Air again in the future. So thank you guys for coming along to today's trip report. Stay safe, have a great day, and cheers.